friends, I'm so happy that you're here. Welcome to yet again another video. Today we are making peanut butter soup with Omotuo, which is also known as rice balls. So unfortunately my camera deleted the video where I was showing how I was making my ginger, onion and garlic mixture, but it's very simple, you guys. Make sure you just mix your onion, your garlic, your ginger and your habanero pepper in your blender and just put it on top of your meat so that your meat can marinate with all of those juicy flavors. That's pretty much all that there is to it. One of the things that you saw me doing before this part right here is to put my tomatoes inside of the meat while it's steaming, because all those flavors will go inside of that tomato, and when I'm ready to blend it, all those flavors will be all nice and marinated so nicely. So what I'm doing here is mixing my peanut butter with my tomato paste. You can also choose to put your tomato paste inside of the meat that's marinating with the ginger, garlic and onion and pepper, but I also found that this technique works really well, and it just makes the peanut butter really even more flavorful. So what you're trying to do here is to make sure that your peanut butter is nice, composed into such a really nice pasty look. The texture is very much like clay, so what you want to do is to smoothen it up so that it's all nice and mixed together, just like how you see it right here. As it is nice and pasted, you just want to turn it on and just cook it up all while your meat is steaming and cooking up with the tomatoes. You see the tomatoes right in here? So good. I love this technique because honestly it really does make a difference in your soups. One of the little touches I like to add in my peanut butter soup is adding mushrooms. So when you are making your peanut butter soup, you have different pieces of things to chew on. Look guys, this looks so delicious already. The meat is marinating with those wonderful flavors. The tomatoes are being infused with meat flavor, ginger, onion, garlic, pepper flavor. So when you blend them up, you're gonna have everything in them, and it's not just like a fresh tomato that you're just throwing into your soup. The secret of every African soup is that you take your time and make sure that all flavors are well infused together. One tip I give you is when you make your peanut butter soup, remember that peanut butter thickens up a lot of your contents. So you want to add enough water so that your peanut butter doesn't get so thick. Because usually, you know, when you eat your scoop up your peanut butter soup, like say you are already serving 2 or 3 people, you notice that as it gets to the bottom of the soup, it's so thick. So what you want to do is to just make sure you add enough water so that your soup does not get super thick. Over time, you'll get to know, really using your eyes, what that means when I say add enough water, because it's kind of tough to give you measurements on this. That's kind of how it is with all African foods. But you just take a look at it. This is a pretty big bowl, so you just want to add enough water as if you're making light soup, so that then as your soup is cooking, the peanut butter just mixes in so well so that it's not super thick. So now let's get ready to prepare what we call Omotuo or rice balls. I will show in another video how I make it so that it's more in detail, but just in short here, to make it easy, I am just pretty much washing my rice, making sure that most of the white color of the water goes away. So I just wash it maybe 2 or 3 times. Usually I don't get it to be completely without the white dust, but I try my best. And the main secret I find is that I measure the water amount with my hand, and I make sure that the water between the between the rice and the water, it reaches the top. So that's how I know that I have enough water for my rice to make Omotuo. Omotuo is rice that it's smashed. So you want it to be enough water so that your rice is a nice pasty feel and mushes up together, kind of like fufu. So you'll see me kneading this rice so that we get that fufu looking consistency. At this point, I'm adding my mushroom. Usually, let's say maybe 30 minutes towards the end of your soup, you want to add your mushrooms because mushrooms don't take too long to cook. But then again, you want them to absorb all of that flavor. So that's normally what I do. They never really overcook. So don't mind if you put them in a little bit sooner, but you definitely don't want to put them in right at the beginning of the soup. Here I am going to be adding my mackerel. So I'm not a big fan of mackerel, but in certain cases, my husband loves eating fish. So mackerel works really well with peanut butter soup. So I am just washing it really well, making sure that I'm taking out all of these little guts in the middle in between the fish. So I am using my air fryer, which works super well instead of frying the fish. And then, one of the things I don't like doing is adding fresh meat to my soups. So I normally either pre-cook before I start my soup so that all that meat flavor goes, that raw meat flavor is not in my soup. So I am adding it into my air fryer so that, it's nice and cooked before I put it into the soup. Right here, I am kneading my amutu, and you see it's not easy work, but I definitely prefer it than making fufu or banku because once you put enough water in your rice, it's already pretty much made, and your amutu doesn't take too long before it forms into the balls that you want. My amutu is nice and ready to go, you guys. Initially, when I first started learning how to make amutu, I had such a hard time putting the rice balls in the plastic. Like I would mess it up all the time. And obviously, I was not going to use my mom's method, which is the pro-African mom method of using your own hands to create the balls without any plastic assistance. So eventually, I figured out my own way. Literally, it's not difficult. The trick is do it your own way. Find a way that works for you. If the way that other people teach you doesn't work, just find what works. Whatever makes a bowl is, if good, is fine enough. I just fold it twice, then fold it 2 more times on the sides, and bada bing, boom, bam. Here you go. We have an amutu ball ready to go. Since we're not going to be eating this right away, we're going to be eating it in about an hour or so. I'm putting it away in my warmer. This is not an electrical warmer, but it keeps food warm for like at least 3 hours. And I love using this because anytime I make like benku, or I make or I warm up kenke, or I make amutu, I like to put it there. So if I know I'm gonna eat the food within 3 hours, I don't have to make it right on the spot. I can just pre-make it, put it on the side, and eat the food when I'm ready, and it's still nice and warm. So this is it, guys. This is the end of our peanut butter soup and amutu. My phone, like I said in the beginning, deleted some clips, so I don't have the end of the video showing you how I enjoyed it, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys. Till next time, ciao.